Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to the fall 2017 soccer season. Most of you know me. In case you don't, if you're one of our new coaches, my name is Michael Eastham, and my wife Vicky and I run the Metro Life Youth Soccer Program. And we are so grateful that you decided to serve these kids this season. And I can't say thank you enough. So I just want to lay that out at the front end. We cannot have this program if it weren't for your sacrifice and your willingness to serve these wonderful kids season after season. So thank you very much. And my goal in sending you this video is just to give you a little bit of an overview of the program, especially those of you who are new coaches. And it'll just be a few minutes just to go through a few fundamentals. And then, of course, if you have any questions, then you can give us a call. Our phone number is 407-995-6512. Again, it's 407-995-6512. And I'll repeat that again a little bit later in the video. So a couple things just to start off. First of all, coaches, you're going to be issued a pack of equipment. So really soccer balls in a bag. And for those of you, if you're coaching the younger kids, 3 to 4 year olds, you'll also receive a couple pop-up nets. So what we need for you to do is to take that equipment home with you each week and hold on to it during the season. And of course, bring it back on the following week. The very last week, we're going to put all of that equipment back in the gym. So we'll have directions as we get a little bit closer to the end of the season. So stay tuned there. But you'll come over to us at the very beginning, especially, again, for those who haven't participated in this program before. We'll have our van parked right at the entryway to the field. And we've got a tent set up there too, so you'll be able to see us. So come up there, introduce yourself, and I'll be happy to make sure that we issue you a bag of equipment. And another thing that's really important is that if you are not able to make it on a given Saturday, please try to find a replacement coach, ideally maybe one of the parents from your team. If that doesn't work, then come see us, and we will do our best to try to fill in for you, find a replacement. But please make every effort you can to locate a coach for your team if you're going to not be able to coach in a particular week. Another thing that's important is the soccer values. I don't want to lose sight of the importance of this program. This isn't just a typical competitive league for kids to play soccer. What we really try to do is we try to instill values to these kids: teamwork, leadership, the importance of working together, and of course we want to teach them a little bit about an incredible sport called soccer and giving them some skills so that they can improve as time goes on. So we provide at the beginning of each week a soccer value that we really want every coach to go over with each team. Now, the soccer value has a scripture verse and a little application, and it only takes a few minutes to go through it with the kids. Those coaches, you've been here with us for many seasons. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But, the goal is to try to let them see the application of God's Word in this program and to just help build them up from a character standpoint as well. So make sure that you come each week and come visit me. I'll be right at the same place that I just mentioned before, at the entry to the field. And I'm handing out the soccer values to all the coaches each week. Either myself or my wife Vicky will be doing that. So make sure that you come up to see us before you start. Also, ideally, we'd love for you to be able to get there a few minutes early before your designated time for your team, just so that the kids aren't wandering around aimlessly when their session starts. And if you're there a few minutes early, you can gather the kids at your field and you can begin right away, right on time. So that's a real important point. Thanks for doing what you're doing. And we want to make sure that the kids get the maximum amount of time out of this program as possible. So try to get there a few minutes early. And don't forget to stop by and pick up the soccer value. Another couple of things here is that make sure that obviously your kids are probably playing on a team. Make sure they've got plenty of water. We don't provide water, but it is very important because it does, especially in the heat of the day. It starts to get the kids get overheated, and we don't want anybody having dehydration or anything like that. So make sure that the kids are bringing water each week. Shin guards. The shin guards are another thing that is a safety aspect. We don't provide shin guards, but we do require that the kids wear them. So please make sure that the kids on your team are wearing shin guards. It's a good thing to start even with the 3-4-year-olds. It's not quite as critical with them, but certainly you get the point. T-shirts for all players will be passed out the first morning of soccer. So again, this is even more important that you get there early, especially for the new coaches. You'll need to pick up your equipment bag. Your kids will all need to come up and get their T-shirts. And we have a fairly efficient filing system, so we can get them pretty quick. But of course, the earlier you get there, the easier it'll be for everyone. Cleats, we don't require cleats, but of course that's another one of those things that's important to keep kids from sliding all over the field. So try to make sure that the kids have cleats if they're available. We do have a few extra sets usually that people have donated over the years, and we have a box of spare equipment that is available for swap if you have some and you'd like to donate, or if your child's feet have grown from the last season and you just need an extra pair, you can certainly come check us out and see if we have a pair that'll fit. This has been a huge blessing over the years to kids. One thing that's important is Metro Life Church gives us the blessing of using these fields at no cost. So we want to honor them and make sure that we clean up after ourselves. So coaches, if you could, before you leave the field at the end of your session, just look around, make sure that the kids are all picking up their water bottles, their towels, all their equipment, and everything that they brought with them, so that we're not leaving trash all over the field. So that is another thing that is very important. We like to make sure that we leave the field a little bit better than we found it. So keep that in mind. And if you pick up a piece of trash from yourself and from one other person, then we can't go wrong, okay? Next, this is very important, rain. We have very rarely canceled soccer as a result of rain. But we will cancel it if it's necessary. And here's the way we're going to communicate that. TeamSnap is our conduit for communicating with all the coaches and all the players. So if it's raining and you are concerned that we might be at risk, check TeamSnap and check your email. We will make sure that we get an email out if there's a weather event that we're not able to play soccer that particular week. But remember that err on the side of we're playing, because there have been very few times where we've actually canceled as a result of rain. Next is a safety thing. We've got a number of new goals out there, but keep in mind the goals, they're solid goals, but the kids cannot hang on the goals. They will bend. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So please, if you see your kids hanging on the goals or hanging on the nets, pulling on the nets, those things cost a lot of money, folks. And we want to make sure that we preserve them and that nobody gets hurt in the meantime. So they can fall over on the kids, and we certainly don't want that to happen as well. So please don't let the kids hang on the goals. The bathroom procedure, especially with the younger kids, we don't want any of the younger kids going to the bathroom by themselves. So please make sure that if you send your kids to the restroom inside the church, make sure that there's an adult that goes with them, and ideally if they go in pairs as well, just for the safety of all the kids and the protection there. And we don't want the coaches to have to leave the field to take the kids to the bathroom. So try to get a parent to take the kids And if that's a problem, well then again, come see us. We'll try to figure out a solution for you. But we don't want the coaches leaving the field, because the kids, they only have a certain amount of time to begin with, and we want to make sure that they get as much value out of the soccer play time as possible. For new coaches especially, the way that we run the program is that the first half of the time is used for drills and doing the soccer value and just practicing soccer skills. The second half is scrimmage, and that's an important thing. Now we don't sit there with a stopwatch and make sure you're doing the drills an exact number of minutes. You as coaches, you can negotiate amongst yourselves and determine how long you want to scrimmage for. But just keep an eye on the time, and also make sure that the kids are getting some exercise, some work at teamwork, and making sure that they're understanding soccer skills. This is more important for the older kids, meaning above the 5 and 6 year old. Okay, the younger kids, many times they're just trying to get acclimated to the field itself and getting an understanding of how to work together as a team. Next, slide tackling. All very important for the older kids. We don't slide tackle in this program. We just have wanted to avoid any injuries, and so please make sure, those of you who understand and have been around for a while, you know this, but slide tackling is not something that we do in this program, just because of the nature of the program. Make sure that any kids that have jewelry like bracelets or watches or anything like that, make sure they take them off before you start to play, so that nobody gets hurt and nothing gets lost out on the field. If you lose a watch out there or a ring on the field, it's going to be really hard to find it. And we do have landscapers that come out every week, so it probably won't be there next week. It'll be chopped up in somebody's lawnmower. Next, use of the building. Again, MetroLife has given us the ability to use the restrooms in there. We do not want kids wandering around unattended throughout the entire building. And then also make sure that the kids don't wear cleats when they go into the church. Take their shoes off before they go into the building. This will serve the church administration when they have to come in after us, and we don't want them to have to worry about cleaning up a big mess when we're done. All right, and then finally, parking. When you enter the church from Winter Park Drive, you can park along the field, but not on the opposite side of that drive. Otherwise, it'll clog up the entryway, and we won't have passage. So you can park on the side of the street that is directly next to the soccer field, but avoid parking on the opposite side of that entryway. And of course, there's plenty of parking either in the building, at the church building, or around the other side of the church building as well. All right, well, I hope this has been instructive. If you do have any questions, once again, our phone number is 407-995-6512. Again, it's 407-995-6512. New coaches, you will receive a packet that includes some ideas for drills. So if you're new to coaching soccer, this should be fairly instructive to you. But again, don't hesitate to call us if you have questions. And we really look forward to a great season. Once again, thanks so much for serving us. And I hope this has been instructive and informative. But we look forward to a great season. And again, I thank you guys for helping out. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks, and God bless.